Heavenly Father, we ask your blessing as we celebrate this moment in our search for the truth. Guide the men and women who today graduate from this university and be with them as they share with others their appreciation for the good, the true, and the beautiful. Deepen within them their desire for a continual pursuit of truth, their concern for their fellow men and women, and their sense of justice. May Yahweh bless you and keep you. May Yahweh let his face shine on you and be gracious to you. May Yahweh uncover his face to you and bring you peace. This blessing we ask for all assembled here at this university this afternoon. Amen.
Be seated. Your Honor, Mr. Premier, honorable ministers, Your Worship, Mr. President, members of faculty and the Board of Governors of this university, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure and privilege on behalf of the university to welcome you to the commencement exercises for our 1990 class of graduates. This is not an ordinary convocation by any means. For your comfort, we have abandoned the not very attractive arena in favor of the newest building on the campus, the Young Canada Games Sports Centre. An important and the most significant part of today's exercises centers upon our program of veterinary medicine. Today features the graduation of 47, I believe I'm right in that number, 47 students in veterinary medicine, who very shortly will have the distinction of being the first to receive the degree of Doctor of Veterinary Medicine from this university. I'm sure as you've already indicated, you would want me to congratulate each of them and the Dean, Dr. Reg Thompson, and the faculty for providing us in Eastern Canada a badly needed program of veterinary medicine. These exercises today are greeted with the presence of two distinguished honorary graduates, Willem John Bevan and Michael Dennis Duffy, both well-known provincially and nationally and indeed internationally. We thank them for having honored us with their presence and their acceptance of an honorary degree from a university young in years, which is just beginning its third decade of operation. Regretfully, the third selected honorary graduate, Dr. Trevor Jones, was involved in a motor accident a few days ago and is unable to be with us today. But we are delighted to have as our special guest Dr. Niels Ole Nielsen, of the Ontario Veterinary College in Guelph, Ontario, where he is the dean. We are not unmindful by any means of the two institutions from which this university was formed, St. Dunstan's University and Prince of Wales College. And in the official party today, as honorary parade marshals, are representatives of these two institutions. Mr. Eugene Gorman of the 41 class of St. Dunstan's University and Miss Marion Juncker from the 1940 class of Prince of Wales College. To the graduates seated in front of me, I extend my congratulations upon the completion of this phase of your education. These are exciting and challenging years for young people. The challenges facing our country, and indeed all countries, are both great and numerous. There is much work to be done, and you can share a substantial part of it by lending your initiative, your loyalty, and your imagination to the tasks which face you. No matter what the field of endeavor is, there is work to be done. Someone has wisely said, and I repeat it here this afternoon for the benefit of the graduates, has said this: the quality of a person's life is in direct proportion to his or her commitment to excellence. His or her commitment to excellence, regardless of their chosen field of endeavor. So I challenge you all to strive for that excellence, and good luck to all of our graduates in the years that lie ahead. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I invite the President to come to the podium, and as I suggest, to make a few remarks, equally brief.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'll throw away the speech that I planned, not for the same reasons I was forced to 41 years ago, but because I happen to be very sober and I've heard a dire warning from the Chancellor. I want, on behalf of all of us, especially since this is the first graduation for the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, to remind us how much we owe to our country, to our region, to our province. And on the platform we have those who can so easily represent the constituencies which work together to give us this extraordinary facility. Mr. Premier, Mr. Minister of Education, Madam Leader of the Opposition, all three of you, in the last 7 years, whatever your portfolios, have striven that we could have this great day. But it hasn't been just one province, it's 4 provinces: Newfoundland, New Brunswick, and Nova Scotia, and I'm delighted that on the platform is Dr. Russell King, the Minister of Advanced Education from the province of New Brunswick. I also have in front of me messages from the ministers who hold the same portfolio in Newfoundland and in Nova Scotia. And they bring you greetings and congratulations. And we mustn't forget that we have this opportunity to contribute to veterinary medicine in Canada because of the partnership with the Government of Canada. And I have in front of me a message from one of those who 7 and 8 years ago helped in that development, Eugene Whalen, as Minister of Agriculture in the federal government in the previous administration. Also in the audience is Dr. Kenneth Wells, who was the representative of the government on the advisory board, which from 1983 administered this project and brought it to fruition. And in a way that I think is more symbolic than all of these is Dr. Ole Nielsen, the Dean of Veterinary Medicine at the premier school of veterinary medicine in North America, the University of Guelph, the Ontario Veterinary College, which has a history, a continuous history, longer than any other institution in North America. We thank all of them for gracing this occasion and reminding us of our indebtedness. I'd like to thank someone else who's also on the platform. The Chancellor's getting worried. He's looking at the wristwatch on his left hand. I would like to thank one other person who conceivably will not be with us in his capacity of Lieutenant Governor when we have our next convocation, Lieutenant Governor Lloyd McPhail, who for the 5 years I have been president has been at every one of our convocations, has come to all our openings, has helped us in the UN model simulation, and for those of you who happen to go to hockey, has not missed a game of the Panthers during these 5 years as long as he was able. He is a supporter of every effort that this university puts out. And on behalf of this particular community, sir, I would like to thank you and your wife for the splendid way you have represented your office to a whole province that is in your debt. Thank you. Yes, this day is very special for the university and for those who graduate with the degree of Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, but I hope none of you will feel at all insulted if I tell you that this is a day that's equally special for everyone who graduates. Whether it's a graduation, a diploma, a certificate, whether you're an honorary graduate or whether you are those who led our procession, one who graduated 50 years ago and one 49 years ago. Today belongs to each of you. It belongs to you, your family, and your friends who have contributed to your graduation, and we want you all to share equally the joy of this occasion. There's much more I would like to say, but I won't. Time orders me and the Chancellor otherwise. Let it be enough that I wish you every success, and I tell you that you will always be welcome here, especially those of you who are prodigal.
We will now proceed with the conferring of our honorary degrees.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present Gwilym John Bevan. It would be hard to imagine a more satisfying life for a Welshman than one lived in music. By that measure, Gwilym Bevan's life has been most satisfying indeed. True, the Royal Armoured Corps and the Royal Army Educational Corps made some demands on his time in the last few years of World War II, and the lure of the rugby fields was often strong. But from his earliest years, it seemed obvious that music was to be his dominant interest. When he immigrated to Canada in 1956, Gwilym Bevan was able to carry with him an already considerable experience and expertise in his field. His first years in this country were spent in Ontario, where he worked as organist and choirmaster in a number of churches, including Trinity United in Kingston St. Peter's Anglican in Brockville, and St. Paul's Anglican Cathedral in London. In 1974, he moved to Quebec to become Director of Music at Bishop's College School in Lennoxville. And interspersed throughout these Ontario and Quebec years were periods of study and of composition, and organ recital tours to many parts of Canada, the United States, and Great Britain. Mr. Chancellor, these times of effort and of accomplishment are but prologue to Mr. Bevan's work on Prince Edward Island. Yet it is precisely this wealth of experience with choral music, with oratorios, and with individual performance that made him such a welcome and enriching addition to Prince Edward Island's cultural life when he came here in 1978. With all of the world's music now available to us through the electronic media, we are surely in great danger of becoming mere consumers of the creativity and performing abilities of others. It is in this context that the work of Gwilym Bevan has been so important to Prince Edward Island. Since taking over responsibility for the three-tiered choir program at the Confederation Center, for instance, he has worked tirelessly to bring the experience of actually performing and of listening to live performance locally produced to the people of the island, most especially to the young people of the boys and girls choirs. Under Mr. Bevan's leadership, Confederation choirs have performed by invitation in many parts of Canada and in Britain. And behind each tour, only Mr. Bevan could possibly estimate the hours of practice, the choir camps, the fundraising activities, etc., that would have been involved. With the adult Confederation singers, he has given Islanders the opportunity to see and hear a significant number of major oratorios, performances not often available in a community as small as ours. Mr. Chancellor, if Gwilym Bevan has filled his own life with music, he has also generously given of his talents as performer, composer, director, administrator to enrich the lives of others. He has broadened our cultural horizons in a significant way. I have the honor to request, Mr. Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of the University of Prince Edward Island, that you confer on Gwilym John Bevan the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
I admit you, Gwilym John Bevan, with great pleasure to the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
Very much. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present Michael Dennis Duffy. The Gage Canadian Dictionary defines a prodigal son as, quote, a person who is welcomed back into a family or group after having been away for a long time. Sometimes one who, quote, after leading a reckless and wasteful life, returns repentant of having done wrong. I would hope to show, Mr. Chancellor, that some of that definition is helpful in understanding Mr. Duffy's relationship to this institution. In a recent article in Islandside magazine, it was suggested that Mr. Duffy engineered his own expulsion from St. Dunstan's in conspiracy with the university in order to enter the field of journalism early. As registrar, of course, I'm sworn to secrecy on those kinds of matters. I'll confirm only that if university is a place to which students come until they find themselves, Mr. Duffy did manage to find himself rather more quickly than most. Mr. Chancellor, the Duffys of Concora and later Charlottetown are part of the history of this institution. The Duffy Science Building is named after one of Mike's relatives. 60 years ago, his grandfather, Charles Gavin Duffy, delivered the Convocation address at St. Dunstan's. And generations of Duffys have studied, and some have taught on this campus. If Mr. Duffy's career has taken him away for a time, this is still very much home territory for him. And what a career it has been, Mr. Chancellor, since Mike Duffy became a full-time reporter with the Charlottetown Guardian in 1963, and then went off island to Halifax, Amherst, Montreal, and finally Ottawa, learning his profession and gaining in reputation with every new assignment. Some of his work has been as a foreign correspondent. He has covered the Middle East, for instance, and was one of the last Canadian journalists out of Vietnam. All of us certainly know him from his many years of reporting domestic Canadian politics, his articulate and insightful comments helping us to understand our own country and to act as more responsible citizens. For the journalist's task, like that of the university educator, is to seek out truth and to communicate it to others. And at Mike Duffy's level in his profession, the classroom is large and the responsibility great. An estimated 200 to 300,000 per week view Sunday edition. What has taken Mike Duffy to the top of his profession? What has occasioned the comment that has been heard from more than one of his colleagues that he is, quote, the best journalist in Canada? Why has he been a visiting fellow at Duke University, a two-time nominee for a Best in the Business Award from the American Journalism Review, and the recipient of a Canadian ACTRA Award? One can find some of the answers in the comments of his fellow journalists and of the politicians about whom he reports. He inspires confidence. He is always well-informed, balanced, and fair. He is tireless in pursuit of the facts. From more than one observer, we hear the thesis, and now we come full circle, Mr. Chancellor, that his success has something to do with his islandness. They cite here his lack of pretension and his ingrained sense of belonging to a community. Today, the wanderer has indeed come back to his community. But if the myth of the prodigal son requires any humility for the occasion, it must surely be on our part, as we recognize the achievements of this accomplished Canadian journalist, who will always be, in our eyes, a favorite son of this island, and henceforth of this institution. I have the honor to request, Mr. Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of the University of Prince Edward Island, that we confer on Michael Dennis Duffy the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
It is with a great personal pleasure that I admit Michael Dennis Duffy to the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa. All of this. Congratulations, Mike.
Thank you. They've got a blank check here. Any line? Yeah, just down the bottom. That's fine. Here's your speech. Mr. Chancellor, Your Honor, Mr. Premier, honorable ministers, members of the board, Senate, and faculty, distinguished guests, members of the graduating class, ladies and gentlemen. I've heard of people taking a while to get their degree, but 27 years must set some kind of record. To say that I am deeply touched by the honor you do me today is understating it a whole lot. The University of Prince Edward Island and its distinguished forefathers, St. Dunstan's University and Prince of Wales College, as you've heard, occupy a very special place in the Duffy family. My father and grandfather studied at Prince of Wales College, and I and all of my brothers and sisters studied here, either at St. Dunstan's or UPEI. The Duffy Science Center, as you've heard, is named after a distinguished relative from the wealthy side of the family. And there are branches of our family to be found in every corner of this place. As you've also heard, after some exhaustive research by my old friend Lester O'Donnell, we've turned up the fact that 60 years ago this spring, it was my grandfather, Judge Charles Gavin Duffy, who delivered the Convocation address at St. Dunstan's University. I don't know if there was what the scientists term a causal relationship, but at the time my grandfather spoke here, my late father had left PwC and gone on to study at St. Francis Xavier University in Antigonish. My father and grandfather each had a very large impact on my life, for which I am extremely grateful. My only regret is that they didn't live to see this day. In addition to being graduation day for the graduates here, this is also Mother's Day. And for each one of us, I think I speak when I say that I would not be here, and I would not be standing here in front of you today in this position if it had not been for the tremendous role played in my life by my mother. I get in trouble when I write in the newspaper, when I refer to her as the wise old owl in Sherwood. She doesn't object to the wise. She's a little uneasy about owl, and she's darn right angry about old. But she has played a very important part in my life and that of the rest of my family. And on your behalf, I salute her and all of the other mothers on this, their special day. My family taught me that you can accomplish things which might at first blush seem impossible. My father was a firm believer in higher education, and he supported the amalgamation of St. Dunstan's and Prince of Wales to better serve all Prince Edward Islanders. He would be especially pleased to see how the school has grown, how our sports teams have made the university a national name, and especially the addition of the Veterinary College, which graduates its first veterinarians here today and who go proudly into the world bearing their degrees from the University of Prince Edward Island. I had a couple of veterinarian jokes that I planned to tell today. I picked them up at the veterinary students' reception last night, but the president said he'd shoot me. They've got a trap door here that opens if I go more than 5 minutes, and I disappear. But you know, veterinary medicine, like all of life, is expanding, and they're learning to treat many more complicated things than they did in the past. I had one student tell me last night that they've now got a cure for stuttering dogs. I said, how do you know a dog has a stutter? This is really amazing to me. And he said, well, you can tell if a dog has a stutter if every time he sees a cat he goes, bow, wow. I had another chap come up to me and say, you know, we have a lot of work being done with seeing eye dogs. And I said, really? And he said, yes. He said, there's a course here where people who are visually impaired take these seeing eye dogs downtown, and we train them and we look after the seeing eye dogs. And I was very interested in that. And he said that he'd seen something downtown by the Confederation Center on Friday where one of these dogs obviously was distracted and took the blind person across the street against the traffic. Cars were screaming to a stop everywhere. And this person got to the other side, reached in his pocket to pull out a cookie to give to the dog. And this veterinary student said, "You're going to reward the dog after he almost got you killed?" And the visually impaired person said, "No, no, I'm just looking for his head so I can give him a kick in the behind." I feel as if I have a personal stake in the vet college. Successive Prince Edward Island premiers have kept me briefed on the long and difficult negotiations over the location of the school. And as you've heard today, Eugene Whalen and my old friend, the late Dan MacDonald, were also deeply involved in the negotiations which led to the establishment of the college here at the University of Prince Edward Island. I'm pleased to say that the hard work of many, many people over a long period of years has resulted in the school coming to UPEI. All Islanders are proud of the Vet College, and we have a special salute for you, the first veterinarians to graduate from UPEI, And isn't it great that we've got the veterinarians graduating today and also another first from this magnificent new sports facility. You're all to be congratulated for the work you've done in your studies and also the accomplishment of having such a fine facility. As you graduates leave here, you'll be amazed in the years ahead to find the number of UPEI grads who you'll meet in your life who are at the tops of their fields. For a small school, UPEI has produced a remarkable number of people who are at the very top of their professions. Part of it, I think, comes from the size of this institution, and the respect operating at close quarters breeds for other people's points of view. When people ask me what made me the way I am, I'm proud to say that I learned it at home from my parents and from my fellow Prince Edward Islanders. As my grandfather used to say, one should study all of one's life, and he was a great student. In his den at home, you'd find him surrounded by books, mulling over the issues of the day. He was always concerned about the people. He didn't believe in the island or islanders taking a back seat to anyone. Success in life, he'd say, doesn't come easily, but it will come if you persevere. All it takes is a clear head, discipline, and hard work. And while that sounds like a cliche, it's true, and frankly, there's no better advice I can give you as you set out on the road of life. You're setting out on that road at a critical time in the history of our province and of our country. We tend to take politicians for granted and make them the butt of jokes, but make no mistake about it. Premier Joe Giz and the other First Ministers are truly modern-day fathers of Confederation. Whether the Meech Lake Accord lives or dies, Canada will never be the same. Our country will be changed as surely as the future changed after the Fathers of Confederation met here in 1864. As you go out into the business world, you too will make your own marks on Canadian history. However, I fear that all too often young people starting out tend, in the early years at least, to concentrate on their careers to the exclusion of the public affairs of their country. And while that preoccupation is understandable, I believe it is not in the best interest of our nation. At one of the graduate events over the last couple of days, I asked one of the young people, what do you think is the biggest problem facing Canada today? Is it ignorance or is it apathy? He said, frankly, Mr. Duffy, I don't know, and you know I don't give a damn. William Grider, writing in Rolling Stone, a magazine some of you may have read, reported on a massive study of American public attitudes carried out by Peter Hart Research Associates, a respected American polling firm. What Hart found is that baby boomers, those between the ages of 18 and 44, are incredibly blasé about important public issues. This is the first generation, Grider writes, to experience life from infancy to adulthood in the glowing presence of television. Demographically, boomers, baby boomers, are the largest single bloc in North American society. And while I don't believe they're an homogeneous bloc by any means, Hart's research did find that they share some striking, and I believe, some troubling views. Corruption in Washington or Wall Street, so what? They all do it. Arms sales to Iran, profits to the Contras, lies, deceits, another betrayal of trust, who cares? Another election campaign? Forget it. They're all dwarfs, and what difference does it make who's in power anyway? Nobody's got the answers. Don't expect anything great. Worry about yourself first. As my friend Haynes Johnson of the Washington Post puts it, Duff, these aren't the Teflon years, these are the don't bother me years. He laments that Americans have been anesthetized. Here in Canada, the evidence isn't as scientific, but I suggest there are indications that many of the same apathetic emotions are at play. Every time we run a story on the CTV national news about government scandal or corruption, we get calls. Calls that are angry, not angry at the politicians or the person in the story, but angry at the news media and why we have nothing but this dreadful bad news to report. People don't want to hear bad news. They don't want to know what's really going on. But we can't tailor the news to fit the mood of the audience, the mood of the nation. We must change the news. And the way you change the news is by you people getting involved in the process and changing the way things are done in our country. Increasingly, television viewers are depending on TV as their main source of news. A Roper survey showed that 54% of Americans rely on television as their primary source of news, compared to 44% who said newspapers. When these same people were asked which medium was most credible, 51% said television. Only 22% said newspapers. That puts more and more responsibility on us as television journalists to do a responsible job. But to my mind, there is no greater calling than public service. And as you end this phase of your education, I urge you to consider political involvement, either at the local, provincial, or federal level. Because if you, the graduates of UPEI 1990, don't get involved in the political process, if you opt out, if you leave politics and policy to the bureaucrats and to the large special interest groups, you may wake up 20 years from now and find a country that perhaps you don't like very much. By hard work and involvement in the public affairs of your community and your country, I'm confident that you will do your part to make this an even greater nation. I salute you all, and I wish you well in all of your endeavors. Thank you very much.
We will now proceed with the granting of diplomas.
The candidates for diplomas in public administration will please rise. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you for the diploma in public administration those students now standing whose names I will announce individually and whose qualifications for this diploma have been approved by the Senate. I would also request that you grant the diploma in public administration in absentia to those whose records have been certified by Senate but who cannot be present at convocation.
I award each of you a diploma in public administration from the University of Prince Edward Island.
Marion A. Dunphy, York, PEI. Helen Mary Flynn, Sherwood, PEI. Colin Crawshaw, Summerside, PEI. Paula Gauthier, Charlottetown. Priscilla Marlene McKinnon, Cornwall, PEI. Sandra Elaine McPhee, West Royalty, PEI. Edward Thomas Mundell, Charlottetown. Mitchell Tweel, Charlottetown.
The candidates for the diploma in engineering will please rise. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you for the diploma in engineering those students now standing whose names I will announce individually and whose qualifications for this diploma have been approved by the Senate. I would also request that you grant the diploma in engineering in absentia to those whose records have been certified by Senate but who cannot be present at convocation.
I award each of you a diploma in engineering from the University of Prince Edward Island.
Nancy Crawford, Charlottetown. Dwayne Pius Doucette, Cornwall.
Congratulations.
David Kebede, Addis Ababa.
Congratulations to you.
Gregory Gordon Livingston McDonald, Parkdale.
You've got a lot of good names there. Yeah. Congratulations.
David McKinnon, St. Peter's Bay.
Congratulations, David.
Richard Allen McLean, Hampshire.
Congratulations, Richard.
Kimberly Ann Malone, Charlottetown. Chris Mathis, Charlottetown.
We will now proceed with the awarding of degrees.
The candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts and those for Bachelor of Arts with Honors Conversion Certificate will please rise. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you for the degree of Bachelor of Arts or for Bachelor of Arts with Honors Certificate of Conversion, those students now standing whose names I will announce individually and whose qualifications for this degree have been approved by Senate. I would also request that you admit to the degree of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Arts with Honors Conversion Certificate in absentia those whose records have been certified by Senate but who cannot be present at convocation.
I admit each of you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts from the University of Prince Edward Island with all the rights and privileges relating thereto.
Eleanor Ann Anderson, Sherwood. Darlene Marie Arbing, Sussex, New Brunswick. Susan Arbing, Marshfield. Richard Jules Arsenault, Abrams Village.
Congratulations, Richard. Thank you.
Shelley Dean Arsenault, Kensington, PEI. Patricia Louise Balcom, Charlottetown.
Patricia, congratulations.
Kevin Lee Barber, Alberton.
That's a good Alberton name, Barber. All right, congratulations.
Jennifer Lucy Bartlett, Parkdale. Paul G. Beers, Mermaid. Angela Darlene Besley, Charlottetown. Jean G. Boudreau, Charlottetown.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Stephanie Joyce Bauer, Sussex, New Brunswick. Richard Bulger, Sherwood.
Congratulations, Richard. Thank you.
Stephen Mitchell Bulger, Milburn, PEI. John Graham Buntain, South Rustico. Kelly Ann Biote Tignish. Earl Brian Byrne, Byrne Road, PEI. Laura Ann Campbell, Charlottetown. Dawn Joy Chappelle from North Granville, PEI. Susan Michelle Chisholm, Sherwood. Ghislaine O'Hanley, Charlottetown. Loretta Lynn Cody, Charlottetown. Daryl Richard Cole, Kensington. Kent Irwin Compton, Morel, PEI.
Congratulations.
Hans Christian Connor, Charlottetown.
Very nice.
Frederick Kent Crosby, Charlottetown. Lorna Valerie Dix, Whitbourne, Newfoundland. Carrie Ann Doucette, Tignish. Patricia Doyle, Summerside. Philip Vincent Duffy, Fort Augustus. Alana Marie Duggan, Antigonish, Nova Scotia. Kimberly Joy Duncan, Borden, PEI. Paula Marcia Edwards, Scarborough, Ontario. Rosemary Fitzpatrick, Sherwood. David Wayne Flynn, Charlottetown. Laura Lee Ann Ford, Surrey. Anne Maureen Fowler, St. John's, Newfoundland. Kimberly Ann Gairns, Charlottetown. Lisa Carmel Ann Gallant, Bloomfield. Lisa Diane Gallant, Oysterbed Bridge. Michael Gerard Gallant, Georgetown, PEI. Rachel Ann Gallant, St. Lawrence, PEI. Rochelle Ann Gallant, North Rustico. Angela Gates, Charlottetown. Shelley Ann Godette, Brampton, Ontario. Linda Eileen Gordon, East Royalty. Daniel Kimball Gotel, Charlottetown. John David Green, Charlottetown. Lori Ann Gregory, Parkdale. Wilfred Paul Griffith, Charlottetown. Dorothy Ann Hachet, Dalhousie, New Brunswick. Suzanne Marie Hachet, Bathurst, New Brunswick. Leah Joanne Hardy, Alberton. Pamela Elizabeth Harper, Tignish. Betty Joy Nicole Harris, Murray Harbor. Rachel Roberta Hender, Kepik. Stephen Richard Hookey, Bunbury. Alan Thomas Hughes, Riverview, New Brunswick. Leo James Hussey, Charlottetown. Marcia Ives, Sherwood. Sandra Lee Jardine, Chatham, New Brunswick. Heather Elizabeth Johnston, Long River, PEI. Carrie Ann Kelly, Fort Augustus. Barbara Ann Kenny, Bunbury. Stephanie Knickel, Charlottetown. Andrea Ledwell, Charlottetown. Kelly Ann Stacy Lemieux, Trenton, Ontario. Darlene Emma Llewellyn, Montague. Wendy Ann Lockhart, St. Eleanor's. Kevin Joseph McAdam, St. Peter's. Peggy McAdam, Morel. Margaret Rose McCloskey, Springvale. Barbara McDonald, Cornwall. Brian William McDonald, Southport. Carolyn Lynn McDonald, Cape Traverse. Virginia Ann McDonald, Vernon Bridge. Arthur Brent McDougall, Antigonish, Nova Scotia. Lincoln Glenn McEachern, New Argyll. Sherry Lee McGill, Southport. Eileen Helen McGuinness, East Royalty. Melanie Kathleen McInnes, Sherwood. Paul Stahl McIntyre, Charlottetown. Maureen Ann McKenna, Cardigan. Shauna McKenzie, Labrador City, Newfoundland. Darren J. McKinnon, Forest Hill. Paul Raymond McKinnon, Southampton, PEI. Shelley Ann McLeod, Sherwood. Susan Ann McPhee, Lakeside. Tammy Marie Manley, East Royalty. Michael Scott Martin, Sherwood. Brent Douglas Matheson, Forest Hill. Scott Maynard, Birch Hill, West Prince County. Gail Elizabeth Miller, Montreal, Quebec. Kimberly Ann Milligan, Portage. Nancy Jane Mollison, Sherwood. Kevin Moore, Sherwood. Kathy Jennifer Morgan, Sherwood. Michael Joseph Morrison, Charlottetown. Donald Albert Mulligan, Emerald. Patricia Ann Mulligan, Emerald. Ronald Joseph Mulligan, Emerald. Laurie Murphy, Parkdale.
Congratulations.
Lisa Murphy, Parkdale. Matthew John Murphy, Stanley Bridge.
Congratulations.
Janet A. Nichols, Sherwood. John Randall Albert Muttart, New Haven, Prince Edward Island.
Good luck.
Darren Oliver, Alberton.
All the heart there. Congratulations.
Pamela A. Olton, Bunbury. Sam Okello, Tororo, Uganda.
All the best.
Elaine Norma Partridge, Charlottetown.
Basketball.
Daniel Floyd Peacock, Charlottetown. Mary Margaret Peter, Charlottetown. Donna Gale Pickard, Crapo. Tracy Ann Bernadette Prosper, Georgetown. Frances Ella Ramsey, Margate. Deborah Christine Reese, Summerside. Heather Ann Richard, Wilmot. Jennifer Susan Robertson, East Baltic. Candace Lenore Robertson Burgee, Bathurst, New Brunswick. Deborah Roche, Iona, PEI. Susan Maureen Ross, Lower Montague. Bonnie Colleen Ryan, Charlottetown. Michael Todd Selby, Hillsborough, New Brunswick. Joanne Shado, Mount Mellick. Clara Spira Lane, Charlottetown. Lillian Mary Stewart, Charlottetown. Carrie Lee Sullivan, Greenfield. John Andrew Van Dyke, Somerville. Donna Lee Walker, Johnson's River. Tracy Ruth Walsh, Tryon. The candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Music will please rise. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you for the degree of Bachelor of Music the students now standing, whose names I will announce individually and whose qualifications for this degree have been approved by Senate. I would also request that you admit to the degree of Bachelor of Music in absentia those whose records have been certified by Senate but who cannot be present at convocation.
I admit each of you to the degree of Bachelor of Music from the University of Prince Edward Island with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
Sebastian Derry, Charlottetown.
Okay, do that.
Julie McLennan, Charlottetown. Mary Patricia Power, Grand Falls, Newfoundland.
The candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Science with honors will please rise. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you for the degree of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Science with honors those students now standing whose names I will announce individually and whose qualifications for this degree have been approved by the Senate. I would also request that you admit to the degree of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Science with honors in absentia those whose records have been certified by Senate but who cannot be present at convocation.
I admit each of you to the degree of Bachelor of Science from the University of Prince Edward Island with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
Robert Kimball Acorn, Sherwood. Tammy Marie Arsenault, Tignish. Cindy Lou Beaton, Alexandra. Sherry Bellamy, Hampton, New Brunswick. Terry Blanchard, Sherwood. Robinson Scott Brown, Corner Brook, Newfoundland. Michael Callahan, Sherwood. Catherine Ann Campbell, Charlottetown. Shirley Ann Campbell, Central Bedeck. John Trevor Elair Campbell, Brackley. Catherine Chevery, East Point. Nancy Elaine Crawford, Charlottetown. Patricia Fitzpatrick, Montague. Peter Michael Foley, Charlottetown. Darren Gallant, Rusticoville. Todd Gallant, East Royalty. Ann Gillis, Surrey. Bernadette Johnston, Central Bedeck. Heather Kaiser, Charlottetown. Chris Martin Ragnar Larson, Belfast. Daniel Mario Lazarek, Marshfield. Bonnie Jean McCabe, South Pinette. John Charles McDonald, Cardigan. Georgina McCachran, Cardigan. Jerry McCachran, Mount Stewart. Roseanne McFarlane, Disable. Andrew Gordon McLeod, Hartsville. David McKinnon, St. Peter's Bay. Kimberly McNeil, Brookfield. Anne McPhail, Argyle Shore. Beryl Mallet, Charlottetown. Kimberly Ann Malone, Charlottetown. Michael Main, Emerald. Stacy Morris, Brookvale. Michael Murray, Bunbury. Sean Murray, Crossroads. Carolyn Nelder, Tryon. Cynthia Parsons, Kensington. Mark Rooney, Sherwood. Patrice Ross, Charlottetown. Pamela Rachel Spence, Sherwood. Meredith Steves Stratton, Chateauguay, Quebec. Cheryl Lynn Turnbull, Mount Herbert. Christopher Vesey, Charlottetown. Mark Walker, St. George's. Diane Melanie Walsh, Charlottetown. Gail Melinda Wyand, Cavendish. Carolyn Maxine Yo, O'Leary. Lynn Ann Yunker, Brackley. And for the Bachelor of Science with honors, Daniel James McPhee, Charlottetown.
The candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Education will please rise. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you for the Bachelor of Education degree those students now standing whose names I will announce individually and whose qualifications for this degree have been approved by Senate. I would also request that you admit to the degree of Bachelor of Education in absentia those whose records have been certified by Senate but who cannot be present at convocation.
I admit each of you to the degree of Bachelor of Education from the University of Prince Edward Island with all the rights and privileges relating thereto.
Cynthia Beckwood, Cornwall, PEI. Valerie Beer, Emmyvale. Linda Mildred Marie Carey Reese, Cornwall, PEI. Joan Frances Carrer, Emmyvale. Deepti Nanda Saletti, Winslow, PEI. Alden Donald DeRoche, South Rustico. David Michael Gallant, Summerside, PEI. Anne Galley, Kinloch. Kathleen Mildred Geddes, Charlottetown. Lorraine Graham, Gaspereau, PEI. Marion Irene Green, Charlottetown. Valerie Herring, Sherwood. Maxine Howland, Kensington. Lynn Huffnagel, Mississauga, Ontario. Shari Keating Mackenzie, Magdalen Islands, Quebec. Janet Ling, Charlottetown. Don Renee McDonald, Labrador City, Newfoundland. Marilyn McDonald, Vernon Bridge. Paul Kenneth McDonald, Surrey, PEI. Charlene Mary McKinnon, Newcastle, New Brunswick. Annette Marie McPhee, New Fraiche, PEI. Nancy Elizabeth McSwain, Morel, PEI. Karen Ann Mullally, Surrey, PEI. Terry Ann Monroe, Charlottetown, PEI. Joan Kane Murchison, Montague. Marilyn Fern Murray, Borden, PEI. Chanda Pinsent, South Granville, PEI. Alan John Rogerson, Crapo. Maureen A. Smith, Kelly's Cross. Denise Ann Steele, Sherwood. Alice Sullivan, Cardigan. Nancy Ruth Taylor, Charlottetown. Linda Ann Thistle, York Point. Heather Hewina Thompson, Dunstaffnage. Neil Douglas Thompson, Cornwall, PEI. Margaret Marion Toole, Bonshaw, PEI. David Gerard Valley, Albury Plains, PEI. Cheryl Marie Doyle Walsh, Savage Harbor, PEI. Laura Lee Crawford Walsh, Charlottetown. Helen Ann White, Crapo.
Would the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration please rise? Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you for the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration those students now standing whose names I will announce individually and whose qualifications for this degree have been approved by Senate. I would also request that you admit to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration in absentia those whose records have been certified by Senate but who cannot be present at convocation.
I admit each of you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration from the University of Prince Edward Island, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
Denise Leona Arsenault, Miscush. Paul Alexander Balderson, Charlottetown. Dolly Batia, Charlottetown. Nancy E. Burt, Sherwood. Elizabeth Blake, Charlottetown. Michael Blanchard, Charlottetown. Shelley Brown, Kinloch. David Arthur Campbell, Charlottetown. Scott Charles Campbell, Charlottetown. Douglas Chapman, Moncton, New Brunswick. Kevin Vincent Clancy, Sherwood. Colin Crawshaw, Summerside. David John Cullen, Southport. Mary Ann Davey, Charlottetown. Gregory Lloyd Daigle, Surrey, Prince Edward Island. Ronnie Gerard the Millionaire, Glen William, Prince Edward Island. Susie Durasp, Magdalene Islands, Quebec. Teresa Ann Durash, North Carlton, Prince Edward Island. Carmen Louise Dockendorf, Charlottetown. Peter Durong, North Bedeck.
Thank you, sir.
Paul Edward Doucette, South Rustico. Robert Picton Driscoll, Crossroads, Prince Edward Island. Greg McRae Estabrooks, Moncton, New Brunswick. Michelle Fletcher, Charlottetown. Scott Gallant, Summerside, Prince Edward Island. Stephen Carey Gallant, Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. Valerie Gallant, North Rustico, Prince Edward Island. Todd Michael Godin, Bunbury, Prince Edward Island. Mary Jacqueline Gillis, Surrey, Prince Edward Island. Donald Avery Gorman, Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. Peter James Hamill, Freetown, Prince Edward Island. Heather Lynn Howitt, Darlington, Prince Edward Island. Lisa Marie Kelly, Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. Ronald Bruce Linkletter, North Granville, Prince Edward Island. Joseph Allen McDonald, Surrey West, Prince Edward Island. Pamela Noreen McDonald, Central Bedeck, Prince Edward Island. Shannon Marie McDonald, Blooming Point, Prince Edward Island. Carol McDougall, Argyle Shore, Prince Edward Island. Shane Gregory McDougall, Tyne Valley, Prince Edward Island. John Heath McIntyre, Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. Michael McIntyre, Montague, Prince Edward Island. Daniel Francis McKenna, St. Eleanor's, Prince Edward Island. Brian Walter McLaughlin, West Cove Head, Prince Edward Island. James Brooke McMillan, Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. Janice Merle Ferguson McSwain, Belfast, Prince Edward Island. Peter Lee Mailman, North River, Prince Edward Island. Tammy Juanita Mills, Summerside, Prince Edward Island. Sandra Lee Ann Monkley, Wilmot, Prince Edward Island. Michael Muse, Cornwall, Prince Edward Island. Joey Murphy, Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. Sean Murphy, Bunbury, Prince Edward Island. Dan Murray, Long Creek, Prince Edward Island. Darren William Noonan, Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. Karen Lynn Painter, Summerside, Prince Edward Island. Darlene Dawn Pippi, Hazelbrook, Prince Edward Island. Sharon Margaret Reeder, Borden, Prince Edward Island. Brenda Richard, Parkdale, Prince Edward Island. Larry Percy Robbins, Morel, Prince Edward Island. Duncan Arthur Shaw, Stanhope, Prince Edward Island. Lowell Alden Sherry, Kincora, Prince Edward Island. Donna Marlene Smith, Kincora, Prince Edward Island. James Rudy Smith, Central Bedeck, Prince Edward Island. Marion Lynn Smith, Kincora, Prince Edward Island. Terry Graham Solomon, Surrey West, Prince Edward Island. Neil Lloyd Stead, Wheatley River, Prince Edward Island. Terry Mark Stevenson, Cavendish, Prince Edward Island. Kathy Stewart, Meadowbank, Prince Edward Island. Patrick Joseph Traynor, Johnston's River, Prince Edward Island. Pius Gregory Walker, St. George's, Prince Edward Island.
Candidates for the degree of Doctor of Veterinary Medicine will please rise. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you for the degree of Doctor of Veterinary Medicine those students now standing whose names I will announce individually and whose qualifications for this degree have been approved by Senate. I would also request that you admit to the degree of Doctor of Veterinary Medicine in absentia those whose records have been certified by Senate but who cannot be present at convocation.
I admit each of you to the degree of veterinary medicine, to the degree of Doctor of Veterinary Medicine from the University of Prince Edward Island, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
Kay Allison, Old Trapan, New Jersey, USA. Kimberly Barkhouse, Hubbards, Nova Scotia. John Berry, Cambridge, Ontario. Paul Boss, Modesta, California. Leanne McInnes, North Sydney, Nova Scotia. Carol Margaret Brown Teed, Antigonish, Nova Scotia. Jane Carbonneau, Campbellton, New Brunswick. Christina Shong, Fredericton, New Brunswick. Glenn Collard, Sherwood, PEI. Sylvia Craig, Halifax, Nova Scotia. Harsha Dave, Toronto, Ontario. Carl Dingy, Classville, New Brunswick. Jane de Voodvoorden, Jacket River, New Brunswick. Thank you.
I will try to pronounce it. Congratulations, Jane.
Winifred Jane Farmer, York Point, PEI. Richard Michael Harding, St. John's, Newfoundland. John Thomas Gerard Hennessy, Charlottetown.
Another hugger.
He tells me that he's going to be back sometime to be dean here. Jane Emily Hogan, Morel, PEI. Colleen Holm, Bird's Corner, New Brunswick. Suzanne Lynn Hewson, Fredericton, New Brunswick. James Blair Kelly, Bunbury, PEI. Joan Frances Kabalka, Yonkers, New York. Scott McBurney, Corner Brook, Newfoundland.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
William McDonald, Liverpool, Nova Scotia. Leslie Jean McGregor, Fredericton, New Brunswick. Paul McIsaac, Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Catherine McKinnon, Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Catherine McKay, Berwick, Nova Scotia. Christine Mason, PEI, Charlottetown. Donald Moffat, Sydney, Nova Scotia. Claire Morris, Windsor, Nova Scotia. Patricia Murphy, Wolfville, Nova Scotia. Michelle Mary Nicholson, Halifax, Nova Scotia. Timothy Milton O'Brien, Yarmouth, Nova Scotia. Dale Maloney Paley, Miami, Florida. Sorry. Dale Paley. Jerzy Perlegowski, Dartmouth, Nova Scotia.
Thank you.
Brenda Lynn Phipps, Ottawa, Ontario. Jacqueline Rideout, St. John's, Newfoundland. Charles David Sanderson, Warren Grove, PEI. Peter Scott Savage, Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Eve Beth Shaw, New York, New York. Jocelyn Smith, St. John, New Brunswick. Brent Steele, Riverview, New Brunswick. Michael Steen, Halifax, Nova Scotia. David Taylor, St. John, New Brunswick. Leland Trevor Thomas, St. John, New Brunswick. Thomas Wright, Parkdale, PEI. Donnie Zivakowski, West Hempstead, New York.
I will now call on Dr. Niels Ole Nielsen, Dean of Veterinary Medicine at the Ontario Veterinary College in Guelph, Ontario, to administer the veterinarian's oath. Dr. Nielsen, please.
I ask the doctors of veterinary medicine to rise and repeat after me the veterinarian's oath. Being admitted to the profession of veterinary medicine, I solemnly swear to use my scientific knowledge and skills for the benefit of society through the protection of animal health, the relief of animal suffering, the conservation of livestock resources, the promotion of public health, and the advancement of medical knowledge. I will practice my profession conscientiously with dignity and in keeping with the principles of veterinary medical ethics. I accept as a lifelong obligation the continual improvement of my professional knowledge and competence. Thank you.
Candidates for the degree of Master of Science will please rise. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you for the degree of Master of Science those students now standing whose names I will announce individually and whose qualifications for this degree have been approved by Senate. I would also request that you admit to the degree of Master of Science in absentia those whose records have been certified by Senate but who cannot be present at convocation.
I admit each of you to the degree of Master of Science from the University of Prince Edward Island with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
Robert John Billfell, Charlottetown. Wendy Tamara Drake, Vernon River, PEI. Brian Grimald, Snow Lake.
Thank you.
Gregory Allen Mitten, Charlottetown, PEI. Dorota Wodaska from Poland.
We are delighted to have with us this afternoon the official visitor of the university, His Honor the Lieutenant Governor of the province. And His Honor has kindly agreed to present the awards and prizes at this time.
The recipients of this afternoon's awards will please come forward. As announced earlier and indicated in your program, there are a number of awards given earlier at different events throughout the week, and perhaps we could have a round of applause for those who have already received their awards. Thank you. The Teleglobe Canada Prize, donated by Teleglobe Canada Incorporated, a Memotech company and Canada's international communicator, for the top graduating student in the Diploma in Engineering program, awarded to Nancy Crawford, Charlottetown. The National Bank Prize for the graduating student with the highest aggregate in the senior year of the four-year education program, awarded to Shanda Pinsent, South Granville. The University of Prince Edward Island Student Union Prize for the graduating student with the highest aggregate in the senior year of the music program, awarded to Mary Power, Grand Falls, Newfoundland. The Brigadier General A.W. Rogers Memorial Prize for the graduating student with the highest aggregate in the one-year education program, awarded to Cheryl Walsh, Savage Harbor. University of Prince Edward Island Alumni Prize for the graduating student with the highest aggregate in the senior year of the arts program, awarded to Eileen O'Grady, Charlottetown. The Henry Burks and Sons Gold Medal and the George Peak and A.R. McGinnis Limited Prize for a graduating student who has demonstrated to an outstanding degree qualities of scholarship and leadership within the university community, awarded to Laura Campbell, Charlottetown. The R.G. Thompson Academic Achievement Medal for the graduating student with the highest aggregate in the 4 years of the veterinary medicine program, awarded to Sylvia Craig, Halifax, Nova Scotia. Polyclinic Prize for the graduating student with the highest aggregate in 4 years in a faculty other than that of the Governor General's Medal undergraduate winner, and the A. Pickard Machinery Limited Prize for the graduating student with the highest aggregate in the senior year of the science program, awarded to Peter Foley, Charlottetown. The Governor General's Medal, undergraduate, and the Charlottetown Kiwanis Club Prize for the graduating student with the highest aggregate in 4 years of a university program, and the Rundle Seaman Prize for the graduating senior student standing highest in the business administration program, awarded to Todd Godin, Bunbury.
We now look forward to the presentation of the Valedictory by Pius Walker.
Wasn't set up for Mike Duffy, was it? Good afternoon, Your Honors, Mr. Premier, Your Worship, distinguished guests, Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, fellow graduates, their families and friends. When we arrived here 4 years ago, most of us had little experience, and were sometimes considered just green freshmen. Most of university life was foreign to us, such as the campus and the courses, and we did not know what to expect. Here we are today, a long 4 years later, mature graduates, better prepared to meet the challenges of the future. So now, fellow graduates, we take with us fond memories of life at UPEI. We remember joking in class, sitting in the pit to have a chat, going to the bar and to party, or just relaxing with friends. These and the other fun things we hold on to, and that's really the way it should be. For it is the enjoyable things that has made these past 4 years some of the best of our lives. We can recall our very own firsts of university life, the first time on campus, the first friends we made, and even that first class we skipped. There were many highs and lows over these past 4 years. We recall finishing that important term paper at 4 in the morning. We remember studying long hours and writing 3 exams in 4 days. Then when there were the good moments, such as doing well in a group report, or at the very least, not fainting during a presentation. Most importantly, we will never forget our friends. These people shared so much with us and were always willing to help. They gave us their support, understanding, and sometimes a good swift kick in the pants when we needed one. We owe our dear friends so much, and the best way we can do that is to simply return their friendship. We have many others to thank today. 2 of them stand out foremost in our minds. First of all, we must thank our parents immensely. We can't say enough about our parents, can we? Simply put, without our parents, we could not have been successful at university. It wouldn't be made possible. They have always been there to lend their support, their wisdom, their money by times, and everything else that they could possibly give us to put us where we are today. We also need to thank our professors. These people have had a large influence in our growth as individuals in the past 4 years. Our professors have given us much more than can ever be taught through books or lectures. From them we receive the perfect environment to exhibit cooperation, to show initiative and persistence, and form a sense of dedication. Now, fellow graduates, we look to the future with unending expectations. There are so many, so many. In the Bible, John tells us a story about Thomas, a disciple who has doubts about Christ's resurrection. When Thomas finally believes, the Lord proclaims, "Blessed are those who have not seen and have believed." In our increasingly competitive, ever-changing world, we cannot afford to be doubting Thomases, but must put faith in our abilities and strengths. While we cannot see our futures, believing in ourselves is the first step towards prosperity. We're all going to be making decisions in the next many years, and these will affect us but others as well. We know that by working hard, being honest, and believing in ourselves will lead to decisions that will benefit everyone. We will face many things that are not be easy. That shouldn't matter, since our past 4 years have shown us how to succeed. We have not yet met a challenge we couldn't meet, and we want in the future. It will be the experiences that we take from here that we will strive for our goals, reach them, and move on. Willie Loman, the traveling salesman character from a story called The Death of a Salesman, wanted to be remembered long after he was gone as somebody great, somebody has a legacy. Willie seems to symbolize that part in all of us that want to be known when we're gone. We will have many opportunities to do memorable things, and we do promise to do so, knowing that the good deeds are those worth leaving behind. We are a class today that's very special because we have the first graduating class at the Atlantic Veterinary College. We're also very proud to have them with us. It's a great honor. After I received the honor of becoming valedictorian, I was trying to figure out exactly what it meant to be a graduate. And I don't know, I just figured you get your diploma and everything's great, everybody's happy. But I went to my nephew's graduation from kindergarten, little 5-year-old guy, right? So I'm sitting there, and he's up there, all his little friends and pals, and he's sitting there, and he's really proud, right? He's sitting there, he's all happy, and his mother leans over to me and points at this very pin I'm wearing today. It's this class of 1990 pin. And the guy was so proud to be a graduate, a sense of accomplishment, and that's what I realized. That's what it's like to be a graduate, knowing you've accomplished something that's dear and important. And folks, we're never going to forget it, are we? And I'm going to keep this pin. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pius, for that excellent valedictory. Ladies and gentlemen, that pretty well concludes the afternoon activities. We'd like you all please to stand for the singing of O Canada.
We'll go in God's peace. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Okay, hang on. Hopefully it sounds fine. Down here.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, it all depends. It may not be able to move traffic that easy, but I may end up having to go up by the. Okay. See you later. Where am I going to meet you at?